night, you no doubt heard the bells of the Cathedral bell tower tolling. We tolled the bells for 45 minutes in recognition of the over 400 people who are on death row in the state of Florida alone. As we gather this night, let us pray that not only our hearts, but the hearts of all will continue to be turned, so that we may know and embrace the gift of life that God has given to all, and reverence it in all forms.
I call heaven and earth today to witness against you. I have set before you life and death, the blessing and the curse. Choose life, then you and your descendants may live by loving the Lord your God, heeding his voice.
So my first question to you is, what was this service about? What was the name of the service and what was it about?
Cities for Life. Cities for Life.
And the goal of this service?
The goal of this service is for people to acknowledge that there is life on the row and to put a stop to executions, not only in this country, but in all countries all over the world.
This Pope has been very refreshing for Catholics and non-Catholics.
Oh yeah.
Because he speaks of mercy, tolerance, of ending the death penalty, loving the planet, and things like that. And this kind of reflects some of that, doesn't it?
I would put it to you this way. Our Pope walks the streets. He hears the people. He's not in the Vatican, he's on the street. He's lived on the streets before he even got to the Vatican. And that's what's so unique about this Pope. He walks the streets, he listens to the people. And that's what Jesus did. Jesus did not spend a lot of time in church. He spent a lot of time on the streets. He hung with the street people, as I want to put it to you that way. The prostitutes, he hung with the drunks, he hung with the tax collectors. He was out on the street. This is what our Pope is doing.
So you have a very special job. Where do you work?
Where do I work?
Yes.
Well, I will kind of answer it in a question form. Someone asked me one time, where do you worship at? And I said, I worship cell front. I am the Catholic Chaplain and Coordinator for Florida Death Row and Solitary Confinement. I've been involved with prison ministry for 30 years, and I'm doing this full-time on the row. I started the row probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and now I'm doing it full-time.
What I found interesting with the services, many times you got emotional. Many times you felt what you were saying in your heart, and you had to take that pause to just sort of collect yourself. So I guess this means a lot to you, that one day executions won't be anymore, that we'll deal with these things differently.
Execution is one of the issues. The other one is confinement. And I have never have served time on the other side of the walls or the bricks or the fence or the wire mesh, but I have served my own time on the outside. And it's strange to say, I've seen more men set free in an 8x10 cell than I see people living in a 5-bedroom home on the beach.
Wow.
We tend to put ourselves in our own cells, be it through addictions, or anxieties. But there is a compassion thing that I have towards men in there. I don't know where it came from. My first time I ever walked into prison was in Columbus, Georgia, back around 1986, all by a fluke. Someone invited me to help them at church, and I said, sure. He says, meet me at the church at 6 o'clock with a Bible, get in my truck, off we went. The next thing I know, half hour later, I'm sitting in a prison, and I'm going to a Bible study. And when I walked out, the Lord made it real clear to me, you're going to spend the rest of your life in there.
Well,
and that's where I have been. It's kind of strange to feel that every morning I get excited going to prison. As I always tell the guys sometimes when I go to minimum mech, I love going in. I also like to leave. But I bring in, I'm myself when I walk in. Like I said tonight, I don't preach to them. I listen. Every man has a story.
Deacon Roy, you're very special, and I thank you very much.
Well, thank you for your time. Thank you.